Alabama has found their Nick Saban replacement. At least now former, Washington Huskies head coach Kalen DeBoer is taking the Alabama job. Per ESPN's Pete Thamel, he has informed the officials over there. He's taking it. There's a team meeting scheduled for inside of an hour by the time this video goes out, etc. Chris Lowe of ESPN reporting that he has agreed to the deal. As of filming, no contract details. Probably fairly lengthy, probably very expensive, probably a decent-sized buyout as well, as the Crimson Tide find their head coach to replace Nick Saban. They had been linked to a wide variety of coaches, the consensus 6, right? Seems like they didn't really move hard on Lane Kiffin or Dabo Sweeney. DeBoer was high on their list the entire time, along with guys like Dan Lanning, Steve Sarkisian, Mike Norvell. All coaches, by the way, who are repped by Jimmy Sexton, and I wouldn't fully rule out the possibility that Alabama wanted DeBoer, or at least he was very, very high on their list. And Sexton slow played it a little bit more to get other guys paid. That certainly wouldn't be a huge surprise since Norvell and Sark and Lanning all got new deals, or at least the first two guys there did on that front. So Kalen DeBoer coming over from Washington, going literally across the country, fairly far distance from Pacific Northwest to Southern Alabama, or in the South Alabama, I should say. We'll break this down here. We appreciate everyone who subbed since the college football playoff semifinal. I know there are no fancy graphics. As we mentioned on the video earlier this morning, I'm doing solo dad duty, so no way I was going to be able to get into the office today, unfortunately. Plus, it's breaking news, and you want to get it out as soon as humanly possible. So we will have more on transfer portal stuff. Producer Chris did the shorts. Isaiah Bond in the portal. The Bama's window's open for like 28 days. Washington's window now opens. If you wanted to lure somebody from that program to Alabama, we'll have more videos for you guys. We'll have another normal style video, quote unquote, on Sunday. So make sure you guys are subscribed for more free Alabama football YouTube videos. All right, so more here on the hiring of Kalen DeBoer. He has had a rather rapid ascent. Now, he had a lot of success at the NAIA level as a head coach, which you'll see some of the records boosted. I'm not going to put that in the graphics we've done on him previously in the copy of today's video as well. It's NII. How much does that really matter? Southern Illinois offensive coordinator for 3 years, takes the same job at Eastern Michigan, same job at Fresno State, same job at Indiana, where he had Michael Penix, had the great year for Indiana, then goes over to Fresno State, does a great job with Jay Kaner, then goes back to Washington, lures back Michael Penix, and of course made it to the college football playoff championship game, and came up just shy of winning that matchup as well. He is fairly young. As we're going to do, the one concern I have amongst a very long list of pros is he has never really coached in this area. There's no SEC experience. If that is a turnoff for you, I fully understand. That is the main thing that I am concerned about. So grade this higher. A, B, C, D, or F. It will be the pinned comment of today's video. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. All right, DeBoer again, 37-9 at Fresno State and Washington, 25-3 at Washington, and obviously Steve Sarkisian was linked, Dan Lanning was linked. Kalen DeBoer beat them both, 3-0 against those two guys this season alone. National championship runner-up. He was, of course, the Pac-12 champion again this season, purely based on what he's done as a head coach. And what is admittedly a small sample size of 4 years, 37-9 is pretty darn good. If you're power ranking the young coaches, the young up-and-comers, I think DeBoer still fits in, or even the young established guys, if you want to count Sark and Lanning in that category, DeBoer is absolutely in that category. I think he's a fantastic offensive mind, which I'll go into this now. I was going to do it later. I wonder what this means for Tommy Rees. DeBoer is an offensive guy. You don't necessarily need Tommy Rees when you have an offensive guy at the helm. So we'll see what happens there with Rees. He was a finalist, was going to get interviewed. I'd have been blown away and frankly disappointed had he gotten the job. I didn't really think that was going to be a positive, a likely outcome whatsoever. But I do wonder what this means for Reese moving forward here. But you got an offensive mind, a young guy who has only drawn praise from every single person around college football who has interacted with him. All of the color guys that do his games, they love him. He's well regarded by general college football athletics, the athletic directors, etc. So DeBoer is a very popular coach. Again, it's just, do you trust him coming to the SEC? The USC job came open, would have been a no-brainer, right? I think it would have been a huge candidate at that one. Obviously Lincoln Riley's pretty established over there right now. If he had done the exact same thing at Fresno State as at Washington, at, I don't know, Miami or whatever, it would have been a no-brainer too. But he didn't have that Southern and SEC experience that I think is the only concern I have with this particular hire. Give me your one-word reaction to Alabama hiring Kalen DeBoer. Go ahead and sound off for me. Where else but in the comments section. My one word is solid. I think good it's a good hire. I'll throw in another one though too. It's downgrade. And we talked about this before. You were never going to get a coach who is Nick Saban. Whoever you were hiring, as good as Kalen DeBoer has been with his resume, his success, all of that, even if Kalen DeBoer wins 5 national championships in, let's say, 25 years as the Bama head coach, and he goes down in the College Football Hall of Fame, etc., he's not as good. He's not. He's never going to be as good as Nick Saban. It's an unrealistic expectation. Frankly, winning 1 or 2 national championships, having the Saban LSU career, having the Dabo career at Clemson would put you into the legendary category. And for Alabama, that's going to be a downgrade. This is a very different type of job than what DeBoer has had previously. This is the job, and it is the pressure cooker as well. You don't make it to the college football playoff next year for whatever reason. If you don't make it to the Final Four or Final 8, whatever we're going to call it, you're going to feel some pressure there all of a sudden, If you don't win the SEC after 2 years, if Saban kept doing that, you'll always be compared to somebody else. And you're never going to be as good as that somebody else. But I think Alabama fans have to have the expectations that go along with it. This is not Nick Saban. This is not the guy that, frankly, Saban invented modern college football. Someone started claiming that he never adapted. Yes, he did. Look at his offenses, what they were the past couple of years when he changed the game completely. Kalen DeBoer is a great coach. He's not going to change the game completely, So expectations matter here. But I do think DeBoer can do what Alabama wants him to do, which in the end is winning national championships. 10 wins is great. CFP Semifinals, Finals is great. Got to win. You got to win it all, which is a very challenging goal to make. So before we go, the final question of today's show is, how many national titles will Kalen DeBoer win at Alabama? Sound off for me in the comment section right now. And again, if you have not already subbed, please do so. We will have the normal graphics package back available on Sunday. We'll talk some transfer portal stuff. Make sure you guys are subbed.